Hi, I'm Mike Ditka. From small startups to global corporations, join me as we go inside the dynamic business world and explore some of today's most successful companies. Welcome to Modern Business. It shouldn't be surprising that better healthcare comes with better trained doctors. But how do you educate surgeons and let them get the practice they so badly need? SurgiReal has the answer.
How do you train surgeons in their craft? It's long been a problem for both doctors of humans and those of veterinary medicine. Early stand-ins included everything from fruit to fabrics, leading to the Victorian era's notorious black market in cadavers. Early techniques often taught students some bad habits, which lingered among their legitimate surgical skills. The medical field needs accurate simulations and a method of teaching valid surgical techniques. The proper training of tomorrow's life-saving surgeons is the mission of SurgiReal.
Our initial goal was to actually take veterinary students and bridge the gap between their didactic training and their clinical training. We wanted to provide some type of model or models that would give them that opportunity. What we didn't realize is that there were a lot of other groups out there that needed those same things: medical, nursing, osteopathic surgery. Some 400 other programs agree with us that you need to bridge the gap.
Much as in the airline industry, simulation has become an indispensable part of the medical education at levels that include surgeons, physician assistants, nurses and nurse practitioners, osteopaths, veterinarians, EMTs, and paramedics. While the high-end models can cost over $100,000, SurgiReal is committed to enabling practitioners to graduate without crippling student debts from their medical education. The company has worked hard to develop simulators that provide realistic training to duplicate real body parts and relate to real outcomes, while keeping the cost of these components within realistic limits.
We generally think of simulation training for students, people that are just beginning, trying to find some way to give them the skills they need to move from the classroom to the clinic. The reality is simulation is valuable for all of us, and in lots of different models. So we started with suture pads, but venipuncture, cystocentesis. There's a whole host of things that we can use simulation for, and I think we really need to get it into the hands of those people to keep up their skills as well, not just those who are learning them for the first time.
The SurgiReal development team experimented with simulation materials in terms of textures, cutting properties, and the ability to hold a suture. They worked hand in hand with practitioners in a wide range of specialties in order to closely match the body, human and otherwise, for training in a variety of healthcare fields. They carefully monitored the value with the end users in mind to ensure that the quality-cost ratio was where it needs to be, in order that these solutions would be able to reach the greatest number of people possible.
Well, you know, it's very interesting because over the years we've really had to try to figure out what we could use to actually simulate suturing. And what we really came up with, short of going to a cadaver lab, which is not exactly convenient, is to use animal parts of different sorts. And the trouble with that is we'd often spend time having to explain to people, well, this is how you perform a certain procedure, but it's not quite how it'll look or how it'll feel or what it'll end up being like. So the simulators really gave us that opportunity to really make it similar to what real life is, rather than pretending and then making excuses.
Clearly, students are expected to step out of their training as fully competent, not gradually build their competence through trial and error with patients after they graduate. Yet, only recently have medical and veterinary training programs begun to focus on student debt and where their education left these new practitioners after graduation. The medical training industry needs to align its priorities in a way that will be beneficial to the most patients going forward.
My real hope is that we make a difference, that we provide something that helps students and educators and professionals to do a better job taking care of their patients, and that the patients have better lives because of us.
Many fields of expertise rely on accurate simulations to train its practitioners. Nowhere is confidence and competence as crucial as it is in healthcare. Lives literally depend on it.